Hi, this is Vi from Scrappy Mania, and today I have another card I'm going to make with this kit. I purchased this kit some time ago during the January 2020 HSN 24-hour crafting event, and they're from Crafter Companion. I did get the auto shipment, so in March I will get another shipment, and I'll show you that one when it does come in. But the original kit, so when you bought the kit without the auto, you can either buy it with the auto shipment or without. I always buy the auto shipment when I do HSN, because then I have the ability to cancel it if later on I decide not to, which I did for one of those We Are Memory kits. It was the stencil kit for the quilt pens, and when I first received my first shipment of the stencils that it came, I did not appreciate the quality. I felt that for $20 it was not good enough. I can do my own thing and it would have been better. So I went ahead and canceled it. But if I didn't have opt into the auto shipment, I wouldn't have had the ability later on. If I decided I did want it, then I could not get it. So it's always good to opt into the auto shipment. Wait for one shipment to come in, or wait for your product to come in. And if you don't like it, you can always cancel all the other ones. So that's what I did with this. So I did opt in for the auto shipment. But for the first kit, you got 3 stamps with your dies. And it was the sorry, happy, thanks, and love. And then you can embellish the sentiment of sorry with other little stamps like I am sorry, we're sorry, sorry you're leaving, sorry for your loss, I miss you, sorry I missed your birthday, and sorry to hear that you're unwell. So that's the sorry. The happy has happy, be happy, choose happy, happy birthday, all happy day. So those are the things that you can do on your stamp, on your cards. For thanks, you have thanks, just to say, thanks for being you, I love it, thanks, heartfelt thanks, and thanks for everything. So that's the thank one. And then the love one says love with love, love you, sending love, always love, or love always, and love is a wonderful thing. So that's for the love. I already have 2 videos out there. One which I created the card using the samples they have on the package as inspiration. So see how it's kind of the same. So I went ahead and did this one. It's and this was die cut and just glued on there. I stamped it, die cut it, I embossed it, and give it that nice little sheen. This one was another one that I did, and where I created a shadow box on these 3 little areas. I do have this card base. It came with a kit that I did not use, so I decided to create a nice little shaker card. I used the same stamps for each of the windows, and then I popped up the happy, and it's happy birthday. And I went ahead and put a saying inside. The other one I didn't put a saying, or did I? Yeah, I did. Happy birthday. Okay. What I like to do is I like to take my stamps. I stamp 8x11 cardstock. I scan it in my scanner, and I make multiple prints with just copy paper. Then I cut them to size, so that way I just pull my sentiment and put it in here. Sometimes when I try to stamp on the card itself, I mess it up and it's wonky. By doing that method, then I have multiple sayings I can keep. When I need a real quick card, I just pull it, and I ensure that it's in the right place and it's not messed up. So sometimes you want to create a 1-layer card. So that's what I want to do. So I'm going to use the love, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use masking paper. Now this is masking paper, but actually what I do is I buy this on Amazon. It's called Rock. It's removable sticker label paper, which is perfect to use as masking. You get 100 sheets, and it's very, very economical. And I'll put the link for that. And then I cut it on, like 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Perfect for my masking. I also have this that I bought some time ago. They're flat cards and envelopes. So I'm going to use a white one for this. Let me pull one out. Okay, we're going to use this white card to do our stamping. I'm going to go ahead and put these aside, and actually I'm going to go ahead and pull the love, because that's the one I'm going to use. So the first thing I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to take it out of my package, and see, I haven't even used it yet. So what I like to do is I just cut the top of this, okay, and then I leave it as an envelope, and that's what I use to pull out. I'm going to use my, so I'm going to go ahead and use my Stamp Perfect, and I'm going to place that here. Then I'm going to put my stamp down here. Okay. And this is not the masking paper, this is just regular cardstock. It's not as black as I like it to be. This is more purplish. I did not like the stamp pad, because it was very nice and crisp when I first bought it, but it dried up so quickly. I did not like that. So what I did is I do have Stampin' Up! Ink. Let me see if this is a black, and it's kind of a purplish black, and I use that to re-ink this ink pad. And see how nice that looks? I gotta ink it a couple of times. If you don't have a stamping positioner, I highly recommend you get something similar to what I have here. The Misty have one, but it's so expensive. We Are Memory has a nice one that you may want to buy. It's reasonable. There are some other ones in the market out there that you may want to buy, but you really need something like this to get nice image. And see how nice that looks? Okay. And I don't need that much. I'm just going to take my masking tape, and I want to not use the whole middle because I'm going to cut it out. And let me ink it. Perfect. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to cut this out. So let me go ahead and clean my stamp here. I would recommend, as you use your stamp, especially, you know, I don't know about you, but when I start crafting, everything goes all over the place. And it is very frustrating trying to find that die. I actually lost a die when I was making my Christmas village. I lost a die. I can't find it nowhere. I looked throughout the whole room. I swept everything up. I can't find it. So if I would have put it away as soon as I finished using it, that would not have happened. So I recommend that you put your stuff away as you use up your stamps, so that way you don't lose your stuff. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this and then save this one. You can always use it later. So let me go ahead and cut this off camera and I'll be back. So I went ahead and cut everything out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to carefully peel the backing. And then we're going to lay this on here. Okay. So now that we have our mask, I'm going to make sure it's nice and tight on there. We're going to go ahead and pull our stamps. And let's go ahead and pull our inks. So I have a couple of inks. And I think I'm going to use my positioner, because it makes it very easy. If I don't get a really good impression, I will go ahead and get a nice one with this. So I always like the butterfly, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the butterfly. So I selected some colors that will go very well together, and also some bright colors. And these images, some of these images not only have a solid background, or solid background, but it also has an outline. So then I selected colors that match, that are pretty close together. Because I'm using the stamp positioner, if I don't get an image, you know, a strong enough image, I can go ahead and go over it again. And that's why I like using a positioner for this type of projects. Just because I can go over again and again. So these are the outline. Look how pretty those outline look. So then now I'm going to go ahead and put some flowers, and the second set has flowers and leaves. Although it will overlap on some of the stamp image below already, that's okay, because I'm using a lighter color, a yellow, so it doesn't look too bad. Actually, it looks great, even though we overlapped a little bit. Now I'm going to go with my green. I'm putting some leaves around. And then I'm putting one in the middle. And I think that's a solid color, which it's a yellow, so it's going to hide in the back end, in the background. And then I'm just going to go ahead and stamp some filler leaves, some fillers that it comes with, and I'm removing my masking. This masking can only be used once, it's so thin, but that's okay. When I was removing the mask, I just realized that I did not put the mask for the E, but it still looks okay. Okay, so I got this card base, and these are the ones that you get at Michael's when during the holidays. They have it for $5, 70% off. So I buy a lot of these, and then what I do is I take my sentiments, and I have an insert. So this is, I want to cut this a little smaller. So this measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Let me make sure that I have the measurements right. So I went ahead and cut it 4 inches by 5 1/4. So you'll have a little edge of your card there. And let's go ahead and put some adhesive down. I like to use liquid glue, especially if you're using really thin paper. Liquid glue will buckle it. But since this is heavy cardstock, I like liquid glue because then I can move it around to get it just right. And you just need a little thin coat of that. Don't put too much. Just a little bit. Now for my insert, put a very thin layer of adhesive. And what I do is I buy Elmo's glue all, and I put it in these bottles, and that's what I use. So I buy the gallon of Elmo's glue all. Look how pretty that is. So there's my card. And unfortunately, I didn't realize I didn't put the masking on here. I don't know where it went. So I thought I put it on. I guess I didn't. But it would have been nice if I would have done the masking. Then it would look nice, the whole thing. But it still looks good. So that's one way of using these die cuts and stamp. So here is a 1 layer with masking. Here is another one that I just stamped around, and then I stamped and die cut the saying and put it on here. So that's another interpretation using these stamps. And this is a third one where I popped it up and I made a shaker card. Oh, I forgot to put love. Let's go ahead and put sending, or let's see. With love. How about that one? I know I should have done this before, and because I want to get a nice dark impression, I'm going to go ahead and bring my stamp positioner here again, and I just put that with love. Oops. And I want to make it really nice and dark. Actually, not this one. Let's use the same ink. This ink. And it's moved, so I want to make sure I don't mess it up. See how I did? It's not right on the edge, but they worked out nice. So there's my card. So these are my 3 cards. So see how pretty it look. And I hope you like this video, and thank you for watching. Bye now.